What's up? What's up? We live. We live. Hey, excited to have another day with you. Let's dive in. Let's dive in. Thank you, God, for another one. Let's go. All right. I wonder why my thing is always saturated like this. Okay, cool. I'm just looking, making sure that live is set up everywhere else. Dope. 1 second, guys. 1 second, y'all. Okay, I got the live. Okay, here we go. I might have to actually start using my camera. I don't know why I don't use my cameras and stuff for the stream. I just get a little lazy to set it up, and so I just use my the laptop computer camera. All right, Facebook is set up. Instagram set up. Let me see something, y'all. Oh shoot, let me see. Let me see. I'm connecting the chat up real quick. Okay, dope. Let me just check YouTube real fast, making sure YouTube is going. Yes, Sirski. Okay, cool. YouTube is jumping right now. All right, we got YouTube going. Nice. All right, let's get into it. Let's get into it. All right. All right, all right, all right. Boom. Boom. All right, let's go. Let's go. We're gonna dive into it. All right, so let me see if I can even do this presentation thing like this. Yeah, it always freezes up. So cool. I wonder why it always freezes up like this. They won't let me be great. Oh, okay. That's all right. So here we go. I'm about to share this screen. 1 second. Share screen. And then we're going to share the entire screen over here. Boom. Look, I need to be paying this camera thing. I got to stop playing and pay it. All right. Check it out. 3 things every brand needs to build trust and attract clients. I ended up putting that because I was like, well, that's what people want at the end of the day. Let's jump straight into it. Let's see if I can do this. Let's see. Nope, it's just not going to happen. That's fine. All right, here's what to expect. All right. So by the end of this, you're going to know how to build repetition, how to be consistent, how to have clarity and connection within your messaging, and how to ultimately build trust with your brand. All right. So that you can turn attention into leads. All right. Let's jump right into. Oh, hold on. Let's jump right into the first pillar, which is visual identity. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you got any questions and stuff like that, drop it in the chat. I'll answer it. If you need help with anything while I'm doing this live, then I help you live. Other than that, let's keep it going. So, if I'm looking right, it's because I'm looking over here at these screens and I'm looking over here at the chat. All right. So, visual identity. Here's why it matters. So, visual identity, this is like your first impression. Let me put this up. It's your first impression. So, looks get attention, but looks alone don't help you sell. However, sometimes the right look does move people to buy instantly. Just sometimes people got it. The look, it just sells, But yes, they get attention, but alone they just don't sell for a lot of us, right? A consistent look builds recognition, and recognition over time builds trust. Okay. As you know, a lot of people, when it comes to branding or the visual identity part, they focus on the logos, the colors, the font, the imagery style, and they just primarily just stop there. Okay. So I'm going to make sure that I show you guys the resources and tools just in case you don't know how to do some of these things or that you want to do it yourself. All right. Or if you want some help, then hey, you can ask me. So logos, DIY. There's a website you can go to called Kittle. We're gonna go straight to Kittle. I'm gonna show y'all what's up a little bit. This is Kittle. And then what you can do, if you go over here to, where's it? To templates, you want to jump straight over here. Look, boom, logos. And if you click over here on logos, then there you go. You got all the logos. All right. And then you can just type in whatever you want. They got mock-ups and everything. Like if you're into clothing brand, whatever logos or branding stuff that you want, it's a dope resource. Okay. As you guys already know, like this one, you can use Canva. Come into Canva and you can do DIY your own thing there. All right, for colors, let's say if you're just not familiar with color theory and what colors you want for your brand or your logos, then go to colors. So you just click here. So it's colors. So COOLORS. It's probably pronounced coolers. We're just gonna say colors. But when you click this, and then what this is gonna do here, it just shows you all the colors. And by the way, you can just press start the generator. And then it'll show you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different colors. Okay. But let's say if you're like me, I just try to keep it simple: black, white, and an extra color. So let's just do it like this. And let's say if you press space bar over here, let me just show you, then it can flip the different colors for you. But let's say if this is too much and you like, yo, peace, I hear you, I don't want to do all these colors. I'm like, hey, I get you. Then you just take some away. And then you just do your 3 and just flip it like that. Okay, so that's what happens when you press space bar. It just shows you the different colors right there. And then let's say if you want to, where's it at? You can lock in one by pressing the heart. And then you can also copy the hex. So these right here called the hex color codes. I'm trying to show you a way that, so let's say you want to lock in this color here. Save color. Oh, dang it. Oh, you got to sign in now? Oh, shoot. Well, anyways, if you save it in, it'll lock in the color. Oh, hold on 1 second. Actually, boom. There you go. And then you can just toggle based on this. Okay. And then, of course, it's self-explanatory from there. If you just only want 2, then all right, bet. Just run it like this. Okay. So this is colors or coolers. All right, for fonts, as you already know, Canva's really like the one and all thing, just to be real with you. So you got Canva. You have something else called Creative Market. Oh, okay. Boom. I was about to say, y'all not going to let me click it. So here's Creative Market. Let me show you what that looks like. Especially if you want something like brand kits. If you just want an all-in-one brand kit, you can do that. But you can find fonts here. So let's say you go here to this. This is something I'll probably go for. And then it just shows you all the different fonts that you can purchase and get a license for right here. And then this is not even just limited to fonts too. This is me diving outside of this. But let's say if you need mock-ups, whatever you really need here too, this is just another great place you can come. But I like to use this for fonts, or you can even come here for logos as well. But it's called Creative Market. And then, of course, you have Google Fonts. All right. So let's see if I can click in here. All right. And then in here, as you already know, business, if you click in that, fancy, playful, autistic, very smooth and calm. You have all these different fonts here that you can download. So let's say we want that business. All right. We want the business going. So then you can come here. And then let's say you can click that, and then you just press get font and you download the joint. All right, imagery style. This is more like the mood of your actual brand. So you can go bright, playful, dark, sleek, minimum, bold. I like to do a mix for me personally of bold and minimum. A great place for the mood. Y'all, if y'all already know, hey, you just go to Pinterest. Me, I kind of already know how I like to work things. But you just go to Pinterest. Of course, you do want to do your sign in, stuff like that. And then you just, oh, shoot. I'm about to say, please don't take me somewhere. Okay, it just took me into my account. Cool. This is like photography stuff. However, I'm really slowing down on the photo stuff. But essentially, what you want to go for is just you just type in whatever mood. Let's say just bold mood. And maybe you just type in logos or something. This is just to help you get ideas. right? So let's say black, white, you see kind of the text, bold. Oh, I even like this green and purple that's going on right here as well. So let's say maybe you want to go purple, black, and green. And then you just kind of see it's just something that helps you get an idea, like a visual idea of the approach you want to go to. And then you could just create boards and then stack everything up. Let's say especially if you're going for a branding shoot, even if you're going for a product shoot and you're just trying to visually show, let's say if you're doing it or whatever creative that you're working with, just come here, pin everything together, and boom. So that's your Pinterest. Just to kind of go over everything one more time. So for visual identity, logos, colors, font. For logos, you can use Kittle and Canva. Colors, you just go to colors, fonts. You can go to Google Fonts, Creative Market, Canva. And what was the last one I said? Yeah, for font. Yeah, Google Fonts, Creative Market, Canva. Image style, straight up Pinterest. All right. So the three things every brand needs to build trust and attract clients, or especially if you want a strong brand. So number one, we talked about visual identity. Number two is going to be messaging. This one is the most important. That's why I put a lot into the little slide things here. And then I'm actually going to show you the questions you should be asking so you can develop your messaging. Here's why it matters though. So your brand isn't what you say, it's what people feel when they consume your content. Okay. Clarity matters, but connection is really the main thing that's going to help you close these deals, that help people go with you. This is something that even I neglected. I just thought you just had to be real dope at whatever you was doing. But it's just how you connect with people, okay? So people buy when they feel understood, not when they understand you. Right? It's not even about the deliverables and all that other stuff. It's about, do you understand the problem that they're facing and can you help them get to the solution, to the desire, however you want to claim it. Okay, that's the reason why it matters. All right, so messaging pretty much is just meet people where they are. All right, so in your messaging, you want to know your core story. So this is just your why. It helps people connect with you. When it comes to positioning, you want to show how your unique value proposition solves pain. And then you want to paint the picture of the payoff so they can see themselves in the actual transformation. So instead of talking about, let's say, deliverables or the features, talking transformations, right? But use your words to show the experience and the feeling of what it's going to look like when they arrive to the solution that you can help them get to with your offer. Okay. Language or conversation. You want to mirror their words, eliminate doubt, and oh my gosh, mirror the words, eliminate doubt, and lead them towards belief. Here's the thing right here. At the end of the day, people are going to go with you or not go with you due to two things: belief and doubt. If people do not believe that you're the right person, that you have, let's say if you're not explaining the timelines, pretty much at the end of the day, if they don't believe that you're the right person that can solve their problem, whatever level problem that they're at, and that you can get them towards whatever that they seek, they're just not going to move forward with you. Some people might take a risk on you, right? But if there's even a hint of doubt, a hint of doubt, they ain't gonna move forward with you. So when it comes to your messaging, my apology, y'all. When it comes to your messaging, it's just all about creating your content. And at the end of the day, it's just messages. And messages come in different forms: audio, video, text, right? Your goal with your content should be eliminating doubt, right? Getting people to believe in whatever your offer is or whatever your belief is, okay? And you do that by meeting people where they are. I was a bit struggling with that. I get tongue tied. All right. And then so just to help you help that stick, you gotta thinking about that Bobby Brown, you know, the every little step I take, hey, you will, you know what I'm saying? Just think about that song right there. Every little step. So when it comes to your messaging, just guide people. That's all you got to do. Just guide people. Just help guide people along the journey. Right? That's the point of things like this, the lives, your short form content. Even if you're doing your long form content, just help people. That's really the name of the game when it comes to your messaging. All right. So let me see. Okay, now we're gonna go into brand soul. So I'm gonna help you guys with your messaging. I already made something. I hope I didn't skip nothing else. So I already made something. So these are the questions that you want to ask here. Oh, cool. It just took me straight. Oh, okay. So right here is just all the things I can do, but just don't pay attention to that. I'll be explaining that in other videos. All right. So this is something we just call this the brand soul interview template. These are the things that you want to be asking yourself. And I'm so glad that this is live right now and that there's going to be a replay available because I'm going to go over this. I'm just going to go over everything for you. That way, if you want to jot this down or whatever, this is going to be like your guide here so you can craft messages. This is going to be a way that, let's say if you're using AI, any type, it don't matter if it's ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, it doesn't even matter. Or if you don't like using AI, these are the things you want to ask yourself. Your origin and your motivation. All right. And I'm just going to skim through this. Okay. So, what was happening in your life the exact moment you decided to build the company? In my case, this is the 96 pieces. When did you first realize I'm meant to help people show up with whatever that you want to show up with? All right. What were you running from and what were you running towards? So, pretty much running from, towards, that's just pain, desire. 4, who was the version of you before this all began? Describe that person fully. 5, what did the name, whatever your name, business name or brand name is, mean to you when you created it? All right, section 2, mission, values, and truth. So 6, what's the real mission behind your brand? Beyond the content, well, just say behind your brand. Just what is the mission behind your brand? This is really geared towards me, y'all. What values do you refuse to compromise on in your brand? Okay. What's your definition of, let me see how can I reword this? What's your definition of clarity and why it is so sensitive to your work? I gotta reposition this. I gotta reposition this one. So based on whatever that you help people with, is just what's your definition of that? What's your definition of that desired outcome? What does that look like? Okay. What kind of future are you building for people who follow or work with you? 10, if people only remember one feeling after experiencing your content, what do you want it to be? And when it says content, you can replace content with your service, your product, your offer. What do you want it to be? Section 3, struggle, shame, self-truth. When did you first feel ashamed or like you were behind in your brand journey? Have you ever felt like your gift was misunderstood, undervalued, ignored? What was the hardest emotional moment you faced building this brand? When you felt small, stuck, or like giving up, what kept you in the game? Meaning, what kept you going? What lies did you used to believe that held you back from showing up? Okay, these values, missions, self-truth. Now, again, this is all important because as you're making content, this is stuff that's going to be able to help you provide value to your audience. If you want to know what value looks like, it comes in the form of education, let's say motivation, inspiration, or aspiration, okay? And then proof, okay? Oh, excuse me. I lied to y'all. I do apologize. Value is education. Let's say aspiration, motivation, inspiration. You put that right there. Those three. And then the last one is entertainment. That's value. I was thinking about a whole totally different thing. So I do apologize for that. Okay. All right. Struggle, shame, self-truth. We went over that. We went over that. Section 4, emotional movement. Now, this is something that I even found out. I was like, oh my gosh, because at the end of the day, the reason why this emotion thing I'm going to read to you is so powerful is because it's the emotions that get people to take action, to move. And then the logical side is like, yeah, you know what? I think this makes sense for me, or da 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 da. I hope that makes sense, right? Ooh wee! Gotta love that water, love that water, water, water. All right, section 4, emotional movement. This is just talking in emotions or transformations of your offer from the negative to the positive. This is what we would explain when it comes to emotions. Anger, okay? And these are like the top 16 emotions that get people to take action. All right, and I'm reading all this for you. What are you angry about in this industry, or the way people are told to whatever it is that you do? What makes your audience quietly or loudly pissed off? You want to make sure you describe that, all right? Betrayal. Have you ever felt betrayed by a mentor, client, system, platform? Has your audience been promised clarity, or content strategies has left them stuck? So in this case, you have to move it towards you. So has your audience been promised whatever desire that looks like? Revenge. Have you ever felt like proving people wrong with your success? And as you're reading this to yourself, or you're writing this down, you want to write this. This is like for you. Okay. And then, do your clients carry that energy too? How does your company turn that into something powerful? Fear. What were you most afraid of before showing up, based on whatever it is that you do? What's your whoa, oh my gosh, what's your audience still afraid of? Oh, what's your audience still afraid of? And then you just list some things based on, again, whatever it is that you do. If you know your audience somewhat decently well, then you can just insert that there. Frustrations. What part of, now this is coming to branding and my stuff, but what part of whatever that you do, let's say, makes you frustrated? How does your offer relieve that friction that keeps people stuck? Greed. And greed always doesn't mean money. It just means more of, right? More of whatever that person desires. Look, my lip getting a little ashy, y'all. I gotta put some chapstick on. Oh yeah, now I can talk. Yes, yeah, yeah. All right. What kind of abundance? I'm here on greed. What kind of abundance do you want your people to claim without shame, by the way? Happiness. What makes you feel genuinely joyful about your work? What kind of happiness do you want to unlock for your clients? For your clients, hope. What's the hopeful vision behind whatever it is that you do? How do you plant seeds of belief in people who are ready to quit? Love and caring. Now, this one right here, you can dive into this, but what's your love language in whatever it is that you do? How do you show you care through your client experience? Stick with me, y'all. Stick with me. We're almost through this, but this is so important. And I wanted to make sure that we go through all these emotions, because you just never know which one might relate to how your clients, your prospects, your leads may feel. And then this even helps you with when it comes to making your lead gen offers, your freebies, your PDFs, whatever lead magnets that you got going on. Passion, that fire, that passion. All right. What are you most passionate about in this season of your work? What passion do you want your audience to reignite within themselves? All right. Relaxation. Now, we got to be a little bit careful with relaxation because you don't want these people to relax, right? You want them to move towards your things so that it could be in more of a in their desired state. But when did you finally feel safe and peaceful? Yeah, in your business, you can do this when you want to. How do you create that feeling for your clients without making them relaxed too early, right? Meaning, this is the people that are more like you're prospecting, you're trying to get into your thing. But how do you paint the picture of that feeling for your clients without making them, um, let's say, too overwhelmed, whatever the case may be? You can just say that when it comes to relax. Sadness. What's something that made you grieve? A loss, a client, a version of you? And of course, you can answer these with boundaries and stuff like that. But the more that you put into this, the more that you can have your brand soul, I would say, come alive. All right. How do you lift people out of sadness with truth and not hype? Security. People want security, right? So, what gives you true peace of mind today? How does your offer make others feel emotionally, financially, spiritually safe? Okay. You can even put mentally there. Shame. What did you once feel you had to hide, and how did you reclaim that? What do you help others unshame in themselves? Powerlessness. When did you feel like nothing you did was working? How does your brand help people take back control of their whatever it is that you do? Urgency. And yes, urgency is an emotion. It doesn't mean, hey, 10 spots up, 10 spots available. Um, whatever is due until this time's up. Urgency is an emotion. That's something that, excuse me, that even I had to learn. I was like, what? Urgency is emotion. So here's what I mean here. What do you see happening in the world, your industry or culture that makes your work urgent, right? Right now. What's going to happen if your dream client, your audience, keeps delaying, right? Pretty much what's the cost of inaction? All right. Section 5, reflection and growth. What's the greatest lesson your brand has taught you? What's the legacy you want to leave behind your work or through your work? And then you want to finish this sentence right here. I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to whatever it is that you want to finish it off as. All right. Section 6. This is your visual symbolism, right? So we already went over that with the visual identity. Why did you name your brand your brand? Like, why did you name your company, whatever it is your brand name is? Why did you name it that? And what's the deeper meaning behind that? Okay. Why did you choose your brand colors and font? What do they represent emotionally? If your brand could speak in a voice, how would it sound? Would it be a little ghetto? You feel me? Would it be very proper? You know, how would you do a country as hell? How would it sound? So eventually, you answer all this. You're going to be able to craft your hooks, story posts, your about page copy. You're going to be able to do your video scripts, have visual guidelines, and you're going to help. I mean, oh my gosh. And then you're going to build a brand that makes people feel like they know, like, and trust you. All right. Before they even meet you. Okay. That's the whole purpose of that whole thing right there. I hope that was super valuable. All right. And we're towards the end. Brand assets. So far, we talked about the visual identity. Then we talked about messaging. Now we're talking about brand assets. Now, why do brand assets matter? They're your trust touch points. when it comes to touch points, people require at least 11. So the way I like to look at this is, let's say we're talking about your brand assets. People may require at least 11 pieces, consuming at least 11 pieces of content before they even ask for your lead magnet or whatever that thing looks like. And then from that point on, you might have to have at least 11 pieces of interactions as well, at least. So I want to make sure that I plant that seed into your head the way perhaps you're not coming at it. It's like, well, why isn't this working? And the question may be, are you showing up enough? How is your messaging? Are you talking about the same thing in multiple different ways? Right? Because people consume information and content in different formats and different, in different ways, right? Analytical, storytelling. Okay. So assets, they're just not decorations. They're proof that turns strangers into clients. All right. So here's some examples of it right here. So you have content assets. These are your photos, your videos, your freebies, your templates, etc. SOPs, whatever it looks like. And then you have proof assets, case studies, reviews, testimonials. Okay. You could even say like before and afters, especially if you're in a service-based business, before and afters. Okay. And by the way, when we're talking about proof assets, it's good to tell stories with all these assets. Just think before, during, and after. And then you have your conversion assets, right? Websites, funnels, and DMs. Okay. So that's everything I have for you today. I hope this was super, super valuable. Again, you want those three things. Those three things is what's going to make up a strong brand. And these three things are every brand needs to build trust and attract clients. I wanted to make sure this was just super simple and easily digestible. Okay. So your visual identity. All right. Your messaging. Oh, there it is. Your messaging. And then your brand assets. Those three. You have all three of those. And then you show up consistently, all right, with repetition, because people have to see you several times, right? And there's other ways to leverage that, and there'll be another training, and then from there, your proof. All right, that's everything there, y'all. I hope this was valuable. You already know I'm here to serve you. If you need additional help, there'll be a link down below, and we can have a strategy session. And then I also have assets, or you can just watch my other YouTube videos to learn the other things. All right, y'all. As always, you have a great day. Stay blessed. Peace. I'm trying to end it.